for several years before I came along and disrupted things.
And what an improvement that was, right? Amen.
So I'm supposed to introduce you, but I feel like you already know him. So it's my pleasure to introduce your district governor, Louis Turpin.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, it is a great pleasure to be here, and it's, I mean very sincerely the praise that I gave Cindy, because she truly is going above and beyond. Actually, I hope that's not me. Above and beyond as your assistant governor, and it's terrific having her as my teammate. Rotary's an amazing organization, and one among the amazing things about Rotary is not only are we a group of local service clubs in many of the communities in the Hudson Valley and beyond, but we're also part of a huge international organization that's diverse in not only our races, religions, and cultures around the globe, but diverse in the way we serve humanity. And that's this year's theme, Rotary Serving Humanity. Rather than serving a single cause, Rotary actually has 6 official themes, focuses for how we serve humanity, including disease prevention, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, education and literacy, economic development, and a personal favorite of mine, peace and conflict resolution. Rotary does good around the world in a wide variety of ways. And because of this diversity, we're able to help people around the world in ways that any organization that's focused on a single thing cannot do, and that's a terrific thing. And in order to achieve these great goals, we put to use 1.2 million members in over 35,000 clubs like this one, in over 200 countries around the world. And each year, and this statistic amazes me, each year we donate in goods and services and money over $250 million to do those things that I just talked about. That is a huge organization that not only is doing good in communities like Red Hook, but doing good in communities around the world. And I think as Rotarians, we should be very aware of that and very proud of that. Okay? But when we think about the size and the significance of our organization, it gets kind of hard to explain to people who we are and what we do. You know? We talk about elevator speeches, right? Every once in a while somebody will quiz me, you're the district governor, what's your elevator speech for Rotary? And it's hard, because if you think about the diversity of everything from maternal and child health, water, sanitation, peace and conflict resolution, it's kind of hard to boil that down to a simple statement. But when our district executive team, and it's morning, right? So I was just laughing at this table about the fact that I'm not a morning person. Those of you that don't know that. And knowing that there are others like me out there, I put basically everything I'm thinking about today and talking about in this brochure. And I'm about to make reference to our executive team, about 20 individuals that lead the district. And that's on this thing here, as well as many other things. But you know, when our executive team started talking about who we are and what we do, we came up with what we think to be a good 7-word, simple way to describe who we are and what we do. Anybody here know it?
Do good, have fun, we are Rotary.
All right. Yeah. I'm trying to be very subtle about pointing this out. Do good, have fun, we are Rotary. It's really that simple, because when you think about everything that your club does, everything that my club does, everything that all those clubs, those 35,000 clubs around the world do, it boils down to that, right? We do good, we have fun, we're Rotary, all right? So that's the way we, in our district, are describing what we do, and we plan to do that for a good deal of time. I mentioned a moment ago that the international theme this year is Rotary Serving Humanity, and that each year that changes. So that's our international theme, but our district theme in perpetuity is do good, have fun, we are Rotary. Now, when I talked about all the good we do in the world, one of the very remarkable things about doing good in the world is that all of that good began at a Rotary Club somewhere. You know, whether it's our Polio Plus program that has us this close to eradicating that disease in the world, or one of my favorites, Shelter Box. All of those great programs began in a club just like this one with an individual who had an idea and said, hey guys, how about we try to do this? And through the power of teamwork and leadership and planning, that idea that began with an individual in a single club spread through the world, whether it was eradicating polio or helping those survivors of disaster. That's the power of Rotary. When I talked a moment ago about the steps of projects going from a club, I talked about leadership and teamwork and working together. You know, teamwork is an important thing. We all know that team stands for together, everyone achieves more. And you know, I want to stress to each of you that make use of that, the teamwork that you have in this club. It may not be an idea that turns into eradicating polio, but if you have an idea here in your club, you have the ability, and when I was inducting your new members a few weeks ago, I think I mentioned to them that, you know, if you have an idea, bring it to this club, because this club will embrace your idea. This club will help you plan that. They'll help you organize it. They'll provide the leadership. The district, Rotary International, can provide some support to take a small idea and make it big. You know, that's the power of Rotary. So in the spirit of the power of Rotary and all the things we do in planning, I want to take a few minutes to talk about some of the things that we, our district executive team, have in mind for your club and the clubs around our district, and how we can help you continue to do good and have fun. Because in reality, that's, you know, for those of you that wonder, what the heck is the district? Who is it, this person behind, the wizard behind the curtain in Oz? No, it's a whole bunch of people who are here just to try to help you do that good and have that fun, all right? If you don't have to whip it out right now, but you'll see that in that brochure, there's a list of the goals that we have for this year. And each of those goals fall into the categories that follow along with our major programs. Of course, when I talk about Rotary Serving Humanity, the centerpiece of Rotary is service above self. Service is what we're all about. So one of our goals in here, you'll see, is that we want to make sure that every club has a hands-on service project, whether that service project is in their community, internationally, or both. We want to make sure that every club is serving humanity in a hands-on way, not simply raising money and writing checks. That's a good thing to do, but the camaraderie and teamwork that comes from Apple Blossom Day and all of you getting all hands on deck to make Apple Blossom Day happen for your community, that builds this club. I think. Don't you think that? I think that. You know, so clubs like yours that have hands-on community service projects become the more vibrant clubs. So kudos to you guys for that. The next goal that you'll see in there is membership. Now, this is an area that I think Red Hook could perhaps work on a little bit. You know, you have a vibrant membership, but I'd love to see a vibrant membership larger than this. You know, we were talking a moment ago about Bud, this being his third year as president, not consecutively. But one of the reasons that happens within a club is because you might not be bringing in as many new members as you can. So we want to make sure that this club grows in the coming year. This club, like many clubs, lost a few members last year. You've already begun to build back from that. But if there's a way that we can help you do that, please reach out to me, reach out to Cindy, let us know how we can help you. But I'm going to challenge the Red Hook Club on a couple of points, and one of them is I want to make sure that you guys are working hard at your membership programs. I'll share with the board afterwards some ideas that we might implement in that. But let's take membership growth seriously, because bringing in new members brings in new vitality and new ideas, and that's a good thing. youth programs, you guys knocked this one out of the park. And I was talking with Chris just before the meeting about Mamona, and how great she's doing, and how, you know, when many clubs kind of struggle to find host families, you guys seem to be able to do it comparatively simply, and that's because of the leadership. Well, your youth exchange officer is not so sure about that. But compared to other people, you guys really do, and that's great, because let's face it, guys, the youth, the next generation is our future, not only in Rotary, but in humanity in general. And if those of us that are serious about serving others aren't helping pass those values on to the youth, what's going to happen? So you guys do a great job with your youth exchange. You guys have an Interact Club that is terrific. You always support people at RILA. Well done. You know, I wish every club was even half as good at the youth programs as you guys are. Communications. I actually had chatted with Jonah about this before the meeting. We're taking a slightly different approach to communications in Rotary this year. In some ways, people were saying it was like drinking from a fire hose. The district was constantly bombarding people with emails and posting everything on the website and on the Facebook page, and there was so much information out there that I will share a little secret, because this kind of data is available. Less than half of the emails we ever sent out even got opened, okay, because we were sending so much out. So we've cut back in communications, but what we are sending out is very pointed and trying to share with you a little bit less cheerleading, a little more leading. We're trying to give you the information that you might need to make your club successful. If you want, we're still cheerleading, but we're doing that via our Facebook page. So we're using social media to do the rah-rah, and we're using our website and emails to help you manage your organization. So if we can help you publicize your events, reach out to our communications program director, Lori Quinn. She's terrific. She truly is the person that makes this district work, and has for years. She's quiet and unassuming in many ways. Once you know her, she's not, but that's another great thing about Lori. But if we can help you in those ways, I know you have a good communications chair that sends me more stuff than I can ever imagine. I do open every one of them.
Thank you.
But if we can help you, let us do that. Everyone's, and this is another area in which your club is exemplary. Everyone is very supportive in this club of the Rotary Foundation. And the good news is the Rotary Foundation is very supportive of you. Once again, this year, you guys were the recipient of a fairly significant district grant. Congratulations on that. It's to Cindy's credit that I believe every club in Cindy's region received a grant this year, and that's terrific. As well as every club in this region was also above $100 per member in supporting the foundation. And that's an important thing, but it's also an opportunity for celebration. This year is the 100th anniversary of our Rotary Foundation, and we're going to celebrate that in a number of ways. If you haven't yet signed up to go to Atlanta with us, we already have 50 members of our district signed up to go to Atlanta for the International Convention in Atlanta in June. We're going to have some district-specific gatherings in Atlanta, so contact Judy Siegel. You can visit our website to find information about that. But we're going to be celebrating the Rotary Foundation in Atlanta. We're also going to be celebrating the Rotary Foundation in a, as yet unpublished, you're hearing it here first, gala event on May 17th at the Whitby Castle in Rye. Great Gatsby theme, because you can actually see, you know, the theoretical Great Gatsby home from the shores of across the sound there. And we're going to be honoring everybody involved with the Rotary Foundation at that event. The goal, of course, is, since it's the 100th anniversary of our Rotary Foundation, we want to have 100% of our membership of every club, and every club at an average of $100 per member. That's easy. You guys do that every year, so for this club, it's not such an issue. But one of, you all know past district governor, Drew Kessler, banker, right? He was a great district governor. He came up with the idea of, well, some people, you know, struggle with the idea of gathering $100 to support the foundation every year. So he ran a test of what it would take to just take your pocket change and throw it in a water bottle, and how you would get, at what point you'd get either a full bottle or $100. And so he took and put filled a bottle with nickels, and it has $26.50 in it. So what's significant about $26.50 worth of nickels?
That number thing, that
Jonah? Well, no,
I defer to Bud.
First amount that went into the foundation.
100 years ago, the first donation to the Rotary Foundation, the thing that founded our Rotary Foundation 100 years ago, was a guy named Arch Klump put the remains of the International Convention, the money left over from the International Convention, into the fund. It was $26.50. So that's a great place to start. I'd like to see at least every member of this club donate $26.50 in honor of Arch Klump. Great name, Arch Klump. What do you think you'd get if you put a bottle full of dimes?
$50, $52.
Oh, 75.
yeah.
Come on, guys, it should be
Dimes are
$100.
$100.
So, and I'm trusting that Drew Kessler would not lie to me about that. When the year's over, I'm going to check it. So it's really that simple. Take your pocket, take a water bottle, take your pocket change, and start dropping it in there. And I'll tell you, the regular water bottles don't fit quarters. So you got, I've got one of these beside my on my dresser, and I've been dumping it in. It's about here already. I'm going to see what I get by the end. So, all right. All right. Back to goals. Lastly, in the area of administration, I've asked this club, and I'll talk to the board about it in a bit. There's a couple of awards that happen in Rotary each year, and I want to make sure every club in this district can achieve the presidential citation. I'm proud of you guys because Bud has already got a strategy for how to achieve that, and we'll talk more about that with the board. But it's not. I could give a crap about awards and citations and all of that. But the reason the presidential citation is good is it is a series of ideas put forth by the Rotary International President each year on how we can continue to do good, have fun, be strong organizations serving humanity. And if your club is doing activities in each of these areas, you'll get a citation, yay, but you'll be serving your community and you'll be a vibrant club. And I'm glad that you guys already have a strategy for that. The other thing I want to make sure you do, and this is something that you can all access, is if you haven't ever done it, Rotary Club Central on rotary.org has a set of goals. All right, why are you all laughing and looking?
Every week she cracked the whip on that.
That's right.
Awesome.
Susan is the Genghis
All
Khan.
right. So I'd like to see your goals for your year on Rotary Club Central, and I want to see all of you cracking the whip about making sure you achieve those goals. You guys do great things in this club. Brag about them to each other. Put that information on Rotary Club Central so that you can share it. You can see how you're doing. That's a great thing. All right. Last thing I want to do before I cut you guys loose is to call your attention to this page here that says Save the Dates. There's a few things coming up. I've mentioned a couple of them already, but we have some exciting things happening this year. I want to look back on a couple of things that have already happened. We had a young professional summit that we convened 3 districts worth of young people, some Rotarians and some not. We met at Bear Mountain here in our district. And we got ideas from the Generation Z group about what they see in a service organization in the coming years to help us help humanity. It was a great event. 2 things that came out of that was we now have a young Rotarians group in our district that are planning activities and projects around youth-centered things. We can all participate in them, but they're organizing ideas that appeal to their age group, and that's a great thing. Another thing that came out of it, that the business people in this room, and in many ways we're all business people, we now are a member of Rotary Means Business. That's a fellowship online that you can go in, and each of you should do this when you get home, rotarymeansbusiness.org. You can put in your profile. You can put in, I'm Chris Shaw, and I am an attorney in the Hudson Valley, and I practice this kind of law, so that anybody that wants to search for an attorney in a geographic area or a professional area can find you, contact you, and do business. It's an online business networking, but we now have a committee working on actually face-to-face business activities, business development activities that we're going to do regionally. So Rotary Means Business, where if you think about Paul Harris back 117 years ago, it was a business networking organization when we began. We're going back to our roots, and we're going to do a little bit more business networking. All right. A couple of other new things coming up. We have a very strong youth exchange program that goes for basically a full year. We now have a short-term youth exchange program where our youth can exchange just for a few weeks in the summer so that they don't disrupt their school year. It's not replacing the other, it's actually supplementing that. So Michael Frazier, who happens to be in the Red Hook Club, is chairing that. Another new thing that's coming up, and I think there are some educators, and I know there are some educators in the room. We're doing a vocational training team program where we're going to be exchanging with educators from abroad, bringing them here to the Hudson Valley to some of our extraordinary educational facilities to learn about, we're going to be bringing in teachers to show them how we teach STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math here, and then traveling to where they teach to learn about what they're doing. So if you're an educator perhaps interested in that, you can reach out to past District Governor Bill Bassett for that. The rest of the activities that you might want to check out are on here. I'll just point out that in November there's a flurry of things. On November 5th is RLI, Rotary Leadership Institute at Mount St. Mary's College. November 6th is our foundation, our local foundation gala, honoring last year's foundation awards. You guys are among the award recipients. I expect to see a Red Hook table there. All right. On November 12th is the UN Day in New York City. I hope to see many of you there. I know you traditionally have good representation of that. Another thing that I want to make sure that you have in your calendar early is on April 29th, we're having our annual district conference this year at Mohonk Mountain House. Cindy is the chair of our district conference. I could not be more excited to be taking our group to a great place like the Mohonk Mountain House. The next day, our district assembly takes place. You know, traditionally, we've had those 2 different weekends, multi-days. We're trying to listen. Many people have said to us, you know, time is valuable to us. Can we do the good we do in less time? So we're doing that. We're taking what used to be 5 days worth of stuff, condensing them to 1 weekend in a fabulous location. I've already mentioned to you the international conference, and I believe I mentioned to you the thing on May 17th in Rye. All right? So with that, that's my news for Rotary for the year. I hope you guys know how much I appreciate everything that you do, and I hope you know that if there's ever anything that we can do for you, we're only an email or a phone call away. All right? Thank you very much.
One more?
Wind it, by the way.
Or around, we're going to be
All right, I want Fred Yohini.
somewhere between.
All right. Stand close together, moving next to Cindy.
We're trying to keep the logo visible here.
So I'd love to just get kind of.
Okay, that's enough.